What's up guys, I'm going to do another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video here on my channel, and today we have some news about Black Ops 4 that's actually quite huge. This is like the biggest piece of news that we've gotten so far, other than, you know, this year's Call of Duty game is going to be Black Ops 4. This is the biggest bit of news we've gotten, and these are all just leaks and rumors at this point, but they do come from a lot of reputable sources, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's probably going to turn out to be true. So this initially comes from Polygon. So they reported that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will not have a campaign mode. So right off the bat, I'm kind of disappointed by that apparently this year's Call of Duty will not have a campaign mode. And we also got news today that it's going to be replaced by a Battle Royale mode that Raven Software is developing, and I'm going to cover that in a separate video. I normally would cover these in like the same video, and I know a lot of other YouTubers have, but I feel like I have enough to talk about with each of these that I should really kind of separate them. And if you want to talk and learn more and kind of discuss more about a Battle Royale mode, you can check out that video. Whereas if you want to talk more about it not having a campaign, then that's what this video is for. So check out that other video on screen now if you haven't seen it already. But, so this comes from Polygon. So they said, quote, "The sources who asked for anonymity said that as Black Ops 4's release date approached, it became evident that development on the single-player campaign wouldn't be completed. One source said Treyarch has since focused Black Ops 4's development on expanding multiplayer and the series' popular Zombies mode. The source described an emphasis on cooperative modes as a potential stand-in for the typical single-player campaign experience." So Polygon reached out to Activision and they said, you know, we don't comment on rumors and speculation, but we're looking forward to reviewing Black Ops 4 on May 17th. I mean, overall, like, this is kind of huge news because this is the first Call of Duty game ever that will not, in fact, have a campaign. And it's kind of interesting, and I think it's kind of disappointing that it won't have a campaign because every other Call of Duty game has had a campaign, and regardless if you guys have played the campaigns or not, they're still good, and they still are a big part of Call of Duty. That's kind of what makes Call of Duty you know, part of like this huge franchise, is that they have this, you know, war conflict, and you know, they have this story going on, and some of the stories have been good, such as the Modern Warfare trilogy and the Black Ops trilogy, but then storylines such as Ghost were okay, Advanced Warfare was okay, but every Call of Duty game has had one. Whether you like it or not, they've all had one, and the developers have put time into making a campaign mode for every single Call of Duty game, and I really appreciate that because it gives the consumer more of a value when they buy a $60 game, because they get 3 game modes spread across $60, so you're basically paying $20 for a campaign, $20 for a multiplayer, and $20 for a zombies mode. So it's a pretty good split, and you know, without a campaign mode, we only have a multiplayer and a zombies, and that's really kind of disappointing because that's a $30 each. So some people could say this is a good thing because since Treyarch won't be developing a campaign mode, they have more time to focus on a multiplayer and a zombies mode, so the modes will be higher quality, so it also increases like the value. So yeah, I would definitely pay $30 for a multiplayer if it's this good and Treyarch spent that much more time working on it. But from this article, they did say, as Black Ops 4's release date approached, it became evident that development on the single-player campaign wouldn't be completed. So that's really kind of worrying. That I think that it sounds like at one point they were like, oh man, it doesn't sound like campaign's going to be finished by the time Black Ops 4 comes out, so let's just scratch it and not worry about it. I mean, we still have 6 months or so until the game comes out, but at the same time it's like, that's kind of odd that they would potentially be developing a campaign this far along and then just scratch it. So that's really kind of concerning. We also have some other news about that as well. So a tipster reported to Charlie Intel last month that Black Ops 4 wouldn't have a campaign mode and it would be replaced by a Battle Royale mode. And the tipster also said that Activision believed that Call of Duty Black Ops 4's campaign was too out there and outlandish, and they canceled it to let Treyarch focus on multiplayer and zombies. So that's kind of interesting that one of these sources say that Treyarch canceled it because as the release date approached, they wouldn't be done with the campaign, and the other source says that Activision canceled it because it was too outlandish and too out there. which is kind of interesting. I mean, that's basically what Treyarch does. Treyarch just takes that bar and just stretches it as far as it can go. You could make that same argument about Black Ops 3 multiplayer and about zombies and stuff as well. The Black Ops 3 multiplayer is out there, and same with like Advanced Warfare, you know? The initial pitch for Advanced Warfare must have been really crazy, you know? Oh, we're gonna take Call of Duty, but we're gonna have jetpacks, we're gonna turn it into Halo. Like, if anything is out there, the whole jetpack era and concept was out there and outlandish. So, for them to scratch it and just cancel it is kind of worrying, because there was all that time that went into creating the campaign that was just lost, and we're not going to ever get to see. Like, maybe, you know, we'll get in a few years some leaks and stuff of what that campaign could have been, but at the same time, it's like, even if it is outlandish and out there, it's like, it's still a campaign. Black Ops 3's campaign was out there, but at least they included it in the game, and I appreciated that. They still took time to create a campaign. I know the campaign is like one of the biggest budgets for every Call of Duty game, that they spend so much money and so much time developing a campaign, but not many people play it. And there was even a quote from Vince Zampella, one of the guys from the initial Infinity Ward, you know, who created Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4, when he was working at Respawn. You know, he left and he created Respawn, and he said that, like, in a quote, that not many gamers actually play single players. Like, they have all the, like, the statistics of all the players who actually play campaigns and play these single players these days, and it's very low. And I mean, it is true that most people, when they buy a game such as Call of Duty, they hop onto multiplayer zombies. They might play through the first level of the campaign, but typically most players don't even ever touch like the second level of the campaign, let alone finish it. So for these developers to take years and all these millions of dollars and put it into the campaign and create it, it essentially all goes to waste, because not many actual consumers get to play the campaign, or they don't want to play the campaign. They focus their attention on multiplayer or zombies. Well, this is kind of a dangerous path, because other games have chosen this way, such as Titanfall 1 and Star Wars Battlefront 1, where each of them didn't have a campaign or a single player, and those games basically flopped as soon as they released, and they got so much bad press because they didn't have a single player. And it's still kind of interesting that studios are still trying this. Like, Titanfall 2 and Battlefront 2 both had single player campaigns, so obviously both those studios listened to the backlash and added in single player campaigns. So it's kind of interesting that Activision is pulling the strings and saying, oh no, we're not going to have a single player campaign, when they've obviously seen what has happened to EA with both Titanfall and Star Wars Battlefront. So I don't know. I mean, Activision at this point is just kind of clueless. I mean, we've had all these talks about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered being campaign only, shows how out of touch Activision is with its fan base, and now they're not going to have a campaign or a single player. So obviously they haven't learned from EA with Titanfall 1 and Battlefront 1. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting as well that if it's not going to have a campaign, the only reason it would be called Black Ops 4 is just for marketing hype. Because if it's not a Black Ops 4, if there's no campaign, then there's no connection to previous Call of Duty games. There's no connection to Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1. It's name only. And you can make that argument with Black Ops 3, that Black Ops 3 was called Black Ops 3 just for marketing and in name only, but it did have a little bit of connection to the Black Ops 2 universe and the Black Ops universe in general, through the campaign, through zombies as well, and, you know, ever slightly through multiplayer, you know, with Nuketown and such. But at the same time, it's like, with Black Ops 4, if they don't have a campaign, it is literally only name only for Black Ops 4. That it also just makes no sense as well, that, like, why wouldn't they have a campaign? Campaigns have been staple in Call of Duty, especially in Treyarch games. Treyarch games, like I said earlier, they take that level and they take that bar and they just move it up. You know, they keep raising the bar with campaigns, you know. Black Ops 1 campaign was pretty normal. Black Ops 2 stretched it and raised that bar, made it more outlandish, you know. It took place in 2025. And then people were like, okay, I like this. And then Treyarch did that same thing with Black Ops 3. They took that bar and they raised it. Bam, 2065, we're in the future. And, you know, I would totally expect them to do it again with Black Ops 4, that they would take that bar, they'd raise it up, they'd connect it to the Black Ops universe. There's rumors that it was going to take place in 2020, and I was actually excited for the campaign. Excited to see what Treyarch was going to do, how they were going to connect it to the Black Ops universe, what more stories they were going to tell in the Black Ops universe. But apparently all that is just going to be gone. We're not going to have a campaign at all, no single player, nothing. All that has been scratched and just out the window at this point. And I know I've seen a lot of comments on Reddit from people saying like, oh, this is a good thing because it means they're working more on multiplayer and zombies and they're focusing on that. But at the same time, all these rumors and all these leaks in places have said that it's been canceled. It's not that they, from day one, they're like, okay, we're not going to have a campaign. They were like, oh man, the campaign's not going to be finished. Let's just scratch it. So yes, they will have a little bit more time to spend on multiplayer and zombies, but not as much as if they had from day one. So everybody is out there expecting this huge change with Call of Duty multiplayer and zombies. That, hey, since there's no campaign, multiplayer and zombies are going to be revolutionary. Whereas I guarantee you that's not going to happen. You're not going to get as much of a value and this huge new innovating experience as you think there was going to be. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this news. We've had news today saying that there's going to be a Battle Royale mode instead. But, you know, you guys can check out that video and see what I think about the Battle Royale mode. But, I don't know, man. It's just kind of disappointing that they're finally ditching the single player. And, I don't know. But, tell me what you guys think of this in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're just going to have to wait and see until May, when they finally reveal the game and show off a lot more and talk more about the game, what's going to happen to it and what is going to be official, if they are going to have a single player campaign, if not, if they're going to have a Battle Royale mode, if they're not, and just all this stuff. So make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. I'm going to be posting tons of videos about this game coming up soon when it gets revealed, and even videos up until then if we get more leaks and rumors and stuff like this. So make sure you guys are subscribed, give the video a thumbs up, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.